Welcome, welcome in. Pick a card reading. So these are the piles, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I'll also give a crystal for each. Where do I put it? Above or below? There? Above. Maybe I won't do close-ups of them this time. There we go. So pile number 1 is aquamarine, pile number 2 is blue howlite, pile number 3 is moonstone, and pile number 4 is probably rhodochrosite. See you at your piles. Collective, no collective. I want collective, but really small. Let's see if that will happen. My mind is like blanking on how I make room. It's pretty easy, but my mind was blanking. Any of your minds blanking? What's that phrase? I'm in top shape? I was kind of hearing like chipper shape. Like not a square, but like a chipper. Okay. What now? Let's do... I want a small pile 0. Ding! We have numbers 27, 69, 17, 111, and 15. I'm wanting to find a specific number in your reading. It's a one that reminds me of this 15 card, but I'm wanting to know which it is. Maybe there's a message here of like, what is the real fear? Because this card or another card, I think this one, is reminding me of night terrors, but I can't remember if it's but I can't remember if it was that one or another one. I'm pretty sure it's this one. Something that's like similar, like almost, it's like being able to really relate with one part of something, but the aura being very different, or the aura being very similar, but the like picture being different, or both pictures being similar. I don't know, what is this energy? I like it. It's intriguing. It's quite peaceful too, even though I'm currently really tense. Okay, that's an interesting message. Peaceful, and yet you might be very tense. This is the guy. Yeah, it's not. Okay, interesting. This is definitely the feared one. However, 19, is that in the shot? Yeah, it is. There could be something about like how I don't know where the camera is, because lately I've been doing different levels of zoomed inness, but before I used to have a better idea of the structure of my placement. And that feels like this, like I used to think that these, like I used to mistake them for one another. They used to be very similar to me. But right now they look so different. They're kind of inside out. It's like I see the similarity, but one is scary and one is really light. One is from the inside out and one is from the outside in. I don't even know if I want to call it scary here. There's just a certain darkness that it has. I'm going to do some sound healing. Okay, I'm gonna end that there. Bit abstract, but there we go. That 24 card keeps wanting to pop up lately. Maybe there's something that keeps wanting to pop up for you lately. Okay. Let's get into the piles. Welcome in, pile 1. It's interesting for me that I'm wanting to put your card on the left. The card is the signature. Signatures could be significant for you. And then the crystal on the right. Ooh, there could be a wave of emotion here that you're processing. Let's continue to get more cards. Maybe that's something that you're in also, like let's continue to see more, to get more information. So there could be something that's like dragging on. It feels a bit fresh and renewed. It's a bit confusing or one-sided maybe. I'm feeling like there's maybe something that you're feeling is like work, but I don't know that you would naturally want that. Like something that feels like work that it's like it's more confusing than it needs to be maybe. Let's see how these are placed. And let me just go charge my phone. It just showed its low battery sign and I forgot that I hadn't turned the plug on. The song Lately by Voila is coming to mind. Lately. The first lyrics I'm thinking of is, I think I've had enough of you. I don't want to see this through. I think I've had enough of you. I think I've had an... Why am I tripping up over this? Is this what you're experiencing? It felt like I felt sure, but then maybe you're tripping up over the love you have here, as opposed to maybe what you're seeing or like the experience. There's maybe a oneness that you feel, like a very close feeling. Do we do animals or these guys? Past is popping out. Let's see if any of these want to come out. Ooh, yew tree. Okay, actually, I think Pleiades also, in case that's significant. And blue avians. Let's put that there. I noted before too, I love this crystal, but like it's making a really horrible noise, like it's scraping across the table. It's just a bit like, ow. That just feels like it could apply here. Something you love that is causing distress. You might feel quite soul tethered with them or with this, soul connected. You might feel stuck to someone that you feel it is like in some way like dragging your energy down. We have dolphin, jackal. Those are in view, aren't they? Almost. Yeah, I feel like you're wanting to feel more refreshed or feel more like yourself or clearer. I'm also noting that these are coming out in twos. So, and it's like the first one showed itself and then I had to take the second one off myself. So that could be significant here. Like one party being present and the other one like needing to be like dragged. Back of the deck is dragonfly. Okay. There's a strong like feeling of spiritual connection and home here. I feel like you feel very, very connected at a soul level with someone else or something else. I'm going to keep saying it's someone. You feel like you're the same kind. You might resonate with them coming from a similar home. I feel like you might be going in a cycle of healing surrounding them. And by that I kind of mean like it's not like a progressing cycle. It feels like there's something of like a going around in circles, not in spirals of evolution, but of like the same thing, like being tethered in a way that doesn't allow for full freedom of self, that is, like expression of full self, feeling like your energy is being supported, being uplifted, or if not uplifted, just like present with itself. It feels like there's like a being dragged underwater feeling here. You might be constantly needing to like check yourself or to like clear yourself. Like you might be I'm hearing smudging. You might be smudging more often than usual, or like you're aware that there is like a need for you to be always like checking your energy in some way, because of a certain tether you have. This could be really quite painful, and there's a feeling here of like so much love though. But maybe with that Lately song coming up, a feeling of like that not being enough to hold the connection together, or hold your like it's not like enough to make you want to stay in this. Or maybe sometimes it is and sometimes it isn't, and that's what the cycle, like going around in circles, is about. I feel like there are like so many things like pressing at your heart right now, or tugging at your heart. That song Lately also says like, or maybe just one more dance, a little bit of romance. Go ahead and take my hand. Okay, that's all that's coming to me now. I keep being really drawn to this lotus flower, but there's actually one up here too. This lower, I'm calling it a lotus at least, it is a feeling of like you being a lotus in like in a situation which isn't like like how you feel like you're ever cleansing the water, the muddy water below. It feels like the muddy water below is continually like uncleansing itself, or remaining in the bog. It's like that which gets cleansed gets like muddied over again. Like you're the mopping up your floor, and then like every time you finish mopping up, like a dog comes in with like muddy paws and comes in and then shakes and dirties it again. There's a feeling of like you having found your light, having found something, or being with, knowing something that really like holds you together in some sense. And yet that might also be the very thing that feels like it's like tearing you apart, or undoing the seams of your peace, or of certain aspects of yourself or life that you're wanting to have more in place. I think you have a strong idea of where you're wanting to take yourself. And this is a message of like clarifying that. I heard like a visceral knowing that you have. I think for a lot of you, like you know you know the truth of this. It may require you to expand further outside of what you had kept yourself in. It's a feeling of coming home to yourself in a truer way than you were keeping yourself trapped in. Okay, some of you aren't going to resonate with this, even though I think that maybe it could resonate later. But I lost. Okay, guess that expression could be significant. I forgot what I said, but you can take it metaphorically what I just said before. I heard something along the lines of like skyrocketing. Oh, that's making me think of a Robin Williams rocket. I think that's what it's called. It's making me think of how, I think the first time I listened to that, I wasn't a big fan, so I didn't add it to any of my playlists. But then, like some time ago, I listened again, and then I did add it. I just took a really deep breath in, like a sudden one. You know the kind when you're like crying a lot and it's like like almost choking, like a or like I don't know, it's like really quick breath. Or maybe more like almost hiccuping. Point of me saying that was that I feel like it was showing that the thing I just said had applied for some people, because I was kind of feeling like it didn't feel significant, but actually I think it really, really hit. And I think that could be a strong message here too, thinking that something wouldn't land or didn't have as much of an impact, but then it really, finding out that it really did, discovering that emotion. I think there's a lot of like missing and longing energy here. And the feeling of leaning on a soul that you love. And maybe that, I think that word soul is particularly significant. Soul. Leaning on their soul. find myself not knowing what to say. I wonder if that's what this energy brings out in you a lot. It's not a discomforting not knowing what to say, really. It's just a feeling of just kind of wanting to rest into the energy, but also maybe not the energy, but the energy of your choice, I'm going to say. I can see this going multiple ways for different people watching, and I think that could be a message for everyone here too. Like being able to see this go multiple ways and feeling like you have a strong choice in that. For those of you who that part didn't fully resonate, then perhaps it's more like choosing to see that you have more choice in this, in how you want this to go. The feeling of taking the approach that feels most aligned with you, aligned with what your soul is calling you for. For some of you, I think it could be really helpful to see the difference between what your fear is calling you for and then what your soul is calling you for. Maybe something that ordinarily would look scarier is actually the thing that feels most like liberating or feels most invigorating. I said that as if it was like the opposite of liberating. I don't know, just had an ing at the end maybe. They sounded similar. There could be something about this, it's like they sounded similar. Music could be significant here. You might be hearing songs from them, or you might be creating songs about them, or the opposite way around. When I look at this Links card, oh, I'm hearing a song now. When I look in the mirror, it's you that I'm missing. Oh, the something kitchen. Maybe The Kitchen by Renee something double P, like ROP, or I don't know. I think it's 4 letters. When I look at, I'm hearing that song again. Kitchen. We were too young, too dumb, too ... Okay, when I was looking at this Links card, I was kind of sinking into it with my head, kind of seeing these like eyes and like my forehead like sinking into them. There's just such a close like soul feeling connected here. It's like outside of all the jumble, just that within connection feels so true. And I feel like saying, I think you know what you feel called to surrounding that outside jumble, how you feel called to operating in that tangible way. That just might bring up a lot of emotions that you're processing. There might be certain things that are really bothering you, or you might feel like you can't let go of a certain sense of like control or grip on something. I'm kind of wanting to say, take this as it resonates, but look in the other direction. In that, I think maybe for a lot of you, when I said grip, you were looking at like the opposite thing. The other kind of grip, or the other direction. I think you feel really divinely led right now. It might feel that you, often when I think of divine, I think of something lighter, but this feels more of like you feel yourself and your own soul very strongly, and that feels like it's really leading you in the direction that feels most authentic for you, feels most soul aligned. It may look different to a path you had either planned or predicted, but there's a sense of really feeling that knowing that you have. And that sense of connection with your true self, feeling like the thing that you are missing. You might feel like there's a lightness returning, a sweetness returning, feeling less bogged down, feeling more with purpose or direction, even if that direction is not as known or is more, or is just different. I kind of want to add more to that more though. Maybe just more different. Not just different, more different. There's something about how I don't want to get more cards for you, very particularly. It's like things have already been made known, or like enough has been said, or enough has happened for you to know where you stand or know what you want. Some of you very, very long term, but some of you just the first step, or the first couple of steps, or the first few steps. No matter what it is that you know, there is something that you know. I just kind of want to reiterate there just might be a lot of pain that comes up for processing during that. There's a feeling of unraveling yourself. Taking you to a lighter space. For a few of you, that word lighter didn't fit that time. And it's more like a deeper space, or a... I'm getting an image. I'm not quite sure how to explain it, but it's quite similar to this. But this is what I was seeing as the unraveling to start with. But then it's more like... I was seeing this like lower down, like this part up here. Below this, and it's like it was forming itself around. So while there might be an unraveling of sorts, then those of you who didn't resonate with that like lightness going after that, it's more of like a feeling of wrapping yourself around that which does feel like you're wanting it, like it feels like something true to you, true to your essence. And maybe that does feel light, but maybe that's not the reason that you have such a pull towards it, or this. I keep getting lots of feelings of like this is hard, and it's not fully that. It's like a feeling of like I keep getting thoughts and things to say, but not feeling confident to say them. But I think more than that particularly, it's an essence throughout all of this of like you being drawn into, I do think it's a lighter energy. I know I was just trying to like get off it being purely like lightness, but I think it so fits it. But I think this is significant, the fact that I still stand on what I said before, but this time it's different. This time that word light hits so much more fully. Take that part as it resonates. I think you're honing in on your own center. And I really think that's very invigorating. And I'm kind of wanting to say, if it's not invigorating, then is that really the center? Life-giving. Life-knowing. Okay, I'm gonna end your reading there, pal number 1. How long was that? I'm curious. Whoa, it was 33 minutes. 3311. 3311. Okay, bye-bye. Away with the aquamarine. I heard that word marine. So marine animals could be significant, especially with dolphin being at the, I was going to say the tail end, being at the front end of the reading. Maybe it's at the tail end, front end. That made me think of pretend. You might be feeling particularly connected to nature. Also, I wanted to note my clicks then. I don't know why. Do I go turn the heating on? I'm kind of cold. No, I'll heat myself up. That could be significant. I'm wanting to say also, hear it if you want and don't if you don't. I don't know who this is anymore, so just, I guess whoever's here. It doesn't have to be so selective. It doesn't have to be so complicated. So I've been using that word too many times lately, complicated. Too many times for mine liking. Okay, welcome in, pal 2. I felt like I was gonna get into like a lot of talkative energy with you, but then immediately I just went like, and felt like I was just gonna be blank for a while. It's a cool kind of blank though. It's like a, what will I see if I look out to the sky? The sky's window. Like if I saw a door opening, or like a portal opening in the sky, what would be on the other side? Okay, pretty cool energy. I wanted to say, if I do say so myself. Is that what you're experiencing? Like, you're really liking your own perspective, or something that you've been drawn into, or that you've been doing lately? like you're being like sucked into something that you love. Yeah, I feel like you're obsessed about something. Kind of love this energy. You know what it feels like? I feel like I need to say, I think I really needed this. So I wonder if you feel like you've been like, I'm getting like a rescued energy, like a new passion of yours has kind of like rescued you. Oh, it's quite an excitable energy. I like this. But I keep wanting to say, I think I really needed this. You feel... This is a cool energy. I think you might be very visual, because I keep getting visuals with you. Very cool visuals too. It's a feeling here of like you really get sucked into that which you're a part of. I'm hearing teenagers, but that, I don't know how apparent that is for you. Probably quite, since I'm hearing it. Teenagers by My Chemical Romance. Let's do animals too. There's like a folding, bending in and out, like luxurious, juicy feeling here. I don't know, you just are, you're in love in some sense. We have spider. How much of this is going to be in view? There we go. Yeah, I'm feeling like caught in the web too. It's a feeling of like getting tangled up in something and just really loving that feeling. There's such a lightness to this, or like a... I want to say that energy birthing again. Maybe you've like recently begun a new creative project or a new relationship, or a like definitely a new phase, whether that they or it is new. It's like your approach or your relationship is so much more together. It's a feeling of like a renewed excitement. It feels like I'm not being shown any other aspect of your life, but this like one particular thing that you're currently obsessed with. It could even be like a particular like new music band, or like, I don't know, it's something so specific. So spider, snake, and right whale. I feel like you found your thing. I just got an image of someone like having recently bought a new guitar that is just like their favorite. And leopard, also showing, also chicken. I feel like it's not even like I want to say you're on a roll in life. It's literally just with this one thing that you're just like, this is just the only place my eyes or my ears or my nose or my mouth is going. There's a feeling of like mine, like this is my jam, this is the stuff. And interesting again, it's like I don't even want to say like this is what I live for. Some of you might feel like that, but I don't get that feeling or that phrase. It doesn't fit. I don't know why though. There's just like such a yes feeling to this. You're really clicking with something. Like, there's so much harmony, and maybe that is like more on point for some of you, but there's a feeling of like, what could go wrong? Now I'm thinking of YTP, Great British Bake Off. What could go wrong? Many things. Let's get a character card or 3 for you. There's so much life here. I'm seeing someone like it's like you find this so amusing. We have Bosson, baby Bosson. Some of you have a new child. It's a feeling of like you just can't take your eyes off it, or this, or them. That's a many cards. It's many. We have Rapunzel, Kanata. I just said in my head Takasugi. So Takasugi could be a character from Gintama. This is Tanaka. Yui is that guitar. And Himamori Luna. Back of the deck is Saitama. But I'm not going to take any of those. And I'll put this in the middle. What am I not picking up on? That's what I want to ask. Is there something you're unsure about surrounding this? Is there something you're pondering surrounding having not like looked in the other areas of life? Like I kept reiterating, it's like it's only this that you're looking at. There could be a reading in yesterday's video in case that resonates for you, if you felt drawn there. Boom, boom, boom. I feel an energy of like you swimming through the clouds. There's a sense of like finding ideas surrounding this, but it's like within this. I need to get more. Ah! That feels like something. It feels like there is a thing that's kind of messing things up, and I had those like many cards come out and I didn't read any of them, but is like I just thought of Takasugi, and now I'm thinking of like, is someone after you? Like, do you have a coot? It's like you're having a coot and there are... I don't feel that though. Okay, if there are like energies that aren't in support of whatever this is, or like there's some sort of distress, I'm not feeling it, so I'm wanting to push the energy of like, is that really apparent? Is that really there? Or is it even a problem? Is that all in? Is that all in? That could be a significant phrase. Let's get more animals. It's like you've caught something. Dragonfly. See how I started that sentence like it was going to be like a but there is no but here. Let's get the other deck. Here it is. It could just be that this joy is bringing up other feelings in you to process, or this is like setting you apart from others that you would often be around or that you love. Back of the deck is combination, and the card that came out is Meira, who is a specific spirit guide of mine. The colour pink could be significant. I feel like you're wary or on edge because things aren't clicking outside of you, but the thing that you're looking at is very much you. It's like it doesn't even feel like there's a possibility that, I mean, maybe I'm being extreme, but it just feels so, I was gonna say there isn't even like a possibility of conflict here. There's such like a this is you. Maybe for some of you like that makes sense, like it actually is you. But what I'm imagining, for example, for me is one of my creative projects that I just adore. And I'm seeing a version of myself in flow with this creative project in the future. And there's a feeling of just like all my focus on there and loving that. I feel like you're worried about something like taking. It's almost a feeling of like taking while you're not looking. Like being, what do you call that? Bombarded, like ninjured. Like you're at peace, but there are those who aren't at peace, or parts of your life feel, you're afraid that other parts of your life will kind of crumble because of your focus on this, or you're afraid that other parts of your life will, or just outside of you, will like leak in a way that doesn't feel harmonious to you. Yeah, I see that a lot, of like a fear of being snatched, or this being snatched away. There's this thing that you really love, and I think you're afraid of it being damaged in some way, or of it being taken away from you. Or I guess the best way to phrase that might be you're afraid of your relationship with it deteriorating, or I think that doesn't fit for most of you, that word deteriorating. I think I've said the energy enough that you'd get it. Okay, so what else? You feel very solid. You feel like you have a handle on things. That's what I'm wanting to say. Some of you might have had a sense like you thought that things were okay, but you wanted to make sure, or that this is just something that has been on your mind that you're now getting confirmation on your own security for. This is kind of a reading of there are no worries, it's okay. And a thumbs up for the way that you are navigating this. It's okay to focus on the joy, it's okay to be happy, it's okay to just forget about that which you can forget about and focus in on that which is bringing you joy. What can you continue to feed into this space or into this being? Some of you might feel like getting deeper into this thing that you love, and brain going, there's like an invitation of that. Yes. There's such a resonance I think you feel here. Some of you might really enjoy speaking to your friends or speaking to whoever about this. It's like it brings you even more clarity and just love when you like share how much you do love this, or share your own gratitude. Maybe that friend of yours is a notebook, but maybe it is other beings of your similar species or of a close to you species. I feel like you're being brought to like a place in between, which doesn't feel fully like it is the center. It doesn't feel like you forget about the outside world. It's like bringing in a certain lightness of yourself to this particular area of life. I'm seeing like a path, like your or like a bridge or a ferry, like taking something that you love or know will nourish this and giving it to that thing, feeding it into this. There's a feeling of like not needing to close yourself off to just this, but also allowing there to be just as much love for this as you do have. It basically feels like things are quite fixed into place. There's a sense of stability here, and that like there aren't really any adjustments that you're being called into. It's like everything that you're feeling drawn towards doing is feeling very much in flow. I think your heart is really being like activated. I want to say again, like it feels like there's nothing, you feel like there's nothing that could go wrong. Like this is just, there's a feeling of like this is perfect. Like, what is this connection, this love doing to your heart? There's a feeling of like, you might have to take this metaphorically, some of you, but the feeling is you can see that love in their eyes too. It's like the way they look at you is just priceless. And it's a feeling of like, even when they're not like directly looking at you, it's a feeling of just their existence feels like a blessing. There could be something about juggling. I guess that is speaking to like you juggling multiple energies, and that this isn't your entire life, even though the energy I keep being brought into is that that's what it feels like, or just that is the most apparent thing. I'm not sure. I'm seeing whiskers and a cute doggy next door. Don't know if you'll be able to hear that on the camera. What time are we on? 54 minutes. I wonder if that's significant, like checking the time. I just got an image of someone like checking the time now and being like, oh crap, I need to go. Maybe you really are juggling a lot, but it doesn't feel like you're stressed about it. It feels like you're handling it really well. And well-being, like in a way that you're happy with. I feel like you're happy with the way you are approaching your life, or approaching like this within your life, or the juggling, whatever the juggling energy is for you. Some of you, it could be something just as simple as like you're writing something big and there are a lot of different components, and it's like categorizing them all is a bit of like a juggling act, but you're doing it well. I don't know how else to say that. It's just a feeling of like things fitting into place, and me just like relaying what you're experiencing, because what you're experiencing is lovely. But I feel a bit of like a are you really in this fully, or like some of you like fully yes, but ow, my left eye is hurting. Maybe some of you like feel tired. It's like it's amazing, but it's also taking a lot out of you. Not even in a way that is like regretful, just like in a way that's just a thing. Like this is a part of it. A little puffball or a pom-pom is what I'm thinking of. And now I'm having that be compared to something in space. Maybe you're looking at the astrological chart of this, or your relationship with this. There could be something about your sun and Jupiter. Your sun and their Jupiter. Or maybe they have like Jupiter conjunct their sun or something. That does just feel like that like vibrant, glowing, lucky, abundant energy. Feeling I got like an inquisitive energy, but not in a Gemini way of more focus. It's, I don't know, that word inquisitive, it doesn't fully fit. Feels a bit more mental. Nah, I don't know why it doesn't fit. It's just more Jupiterian, this energy. Brum, 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 brum. I feel like I haven't read the thing though, the like what's up. Maybe there just is, I think there just isn't anything up, but you just might have something niggling at the back of your mind like, but this. But this is just allowing you to really feel into what you are experiencing. Yeah, it's not even calling you to address those things unless you know that's like obvious that you will address them or that they're a part of your like schedule. There's a call that like there might just be a fear that you have, but I don't think it's something that you feel called into right now to like look at. I think it's just something that you can recognize as there and continue living and focusing on that which you're presently experiencing, really soaking in what is here and now. Yeah, there's an energy drawback to the present here. There could be something about speaking that you really love speaking with this, or just communication is particularly important here, that you're just allowing yourself to like fall into, to be yourself with, or that isn't really apparent with some of you. What is that? There's a lightness of communication. There's just like a tiny thing I still think that you have of like, but this. And that's okay. Allow that to be. Allow it to come to the forefront right in front of you when it's time. When or if that ever becomes like more highlighted or more needing your attention. Right now, I think the message is just enjoy what you have. Enjoy this pleasant space. Enjoy this love that you have. Okay, pile number 2. That's where I'm going to end your reading. Bye-bye. That was a pleasure to read. See you again if I do, or see you in another lifetime or space of being, if not in another reading of mine. Or yours. Ours. Yeah, that's what this is. It's like, it's not mine, it's not yours, it's ours. Welcome in. Pile 3. Amador. Ecuador. Lamento. Labrador. Adore. Equator. New Zealand? Okay, random things. Let's put this here. I saw 1010, maybe, I don't know, lots of ones and zeros. Ones and zeros. Ones and zeros. That's a 21 Pilot song, but I can't think of what. Okay, let's put your crystal there. That's really gonna bug me, not knowing that song. Okay. Let's get some more cards for you. Are you in between things, or are you letting go of something? There could be something about like a chamber or a home, or like it's like a place that can be entered. Ooh, maybe in your subconscious, or maybe in the physical, or maybe both. Jeez. Okay, I think that knocked out because I wasn't going to say something, but I guess I will. I was just going to say it's an anala, a sunflower. Hawaii could be significant for you. There's lots of places. I said places. I wasn't thinking of like places like on the planet, on a planet. I was thinking of something more like a building, but now I've said countries, a few places like that. Like traveling could be significant, or just like the idea of lots of different places. I don't know. Maybe you know. Or maybe you don't know. Maybe we're going to discover together. Is that part of this? Discovering something together? Surrounding a not knowing? Your life and another might be quite shared. And that's talking about this is talking about that. I guess we'll get some more. Maybe we'll do animal cards, actually. Yeah, even this shape. It looks like a doorway. What are you entering? These aren't animal cards, but I missed them, so I'm going to use them. Is there something about missing and using? Oh, that just sounds like misusing. Is something being misused? Limestone could be significant. We have older tree. Moo. Cows maybe. Moo. Moving. Some of you've got to be moving. Climate. Moving climate. I also feel a bit on edge because I think maybe I'm in a bit more of a light-hearted energy than you are. Or than this situation is on about. And we have circle. I want more actually. That's not... I was going to say something along the lines of let's not be so secure. Are you really anxious about something? I feel a pain in my solar. And a bit like wanting to cry or throw up. And we have Vega. Back of the deck is Maple Tree. Okay. I feel a jumble of energies. I feel a bit of a sense of like you might feel a bit like a wreck at this time. Speaking in chunks, but not in a way that I feel like it's particularly hard to speak in your energy. It's just like circumstances are really weird, I think, here. Or just painful, or... What is that? I'm wanting to say, do you even know why you're here? Something like that. Where are you? Where are you now? I'm taking some drink of water. Let's do number cards for you. There's something about like jumping into the portal, which is the end. 103. Ooh. I kind of don't like the way things are jumping out for you. Is there something that you're experiencing that you're not liking the way it's moving, or maybe you're having to move and that's not a pleasant experience? 103, 20, 87. I heard like cycliture. Why am I getting loads of random stuff with you? Is that what you're feeling? Like you're getting loads of random things? I'm wanting to burp too. It's a feeling of like eyes on the prize but the wrong one. Or maybe you are the prize someone has eyes on and you don't like that. 28. The wrong one. I'm thinking of the wrong trousers, Wallace and Gromit. Something, it's like something has integrated and yet it's... What is that? And yet it's something within you has integrated and it's showing. It has like a very apparent aura. I feel like you're feeling more vibrant. I'm literally looking outside. I'll explain where this has come from. Back of the deck is 77. I'm looking outside and seeing the field that has recently been fertilized. And my initial instinct when it was being fertilized was why? Like, I don't know, it just looked like, it felt like it destroyed the earth more, like it looked like it was crushing from the tractor or whatever it was going on top of it. So it's like it had to get worse before it got better, but now I'm seeing like it feels like the grass is more green, more vibrant. Even though, okay, I keep getting at this, like even though something here, there is a sense of renewal within you, a sense of feeling more nourished, feeling more appealed, or I think it's not appealing so much as it is like appealed. But I'm hearing again with that like upheavaled. I feel like a lot is going on in your life and so many areas are being highlighted for you right now. There's no way any of you are pile. This actually could be, I can see the energy similarity, but I was going to say there's no way any of you are pile 2 because theirs was like there's one thing in their life. That's the focus. But there was a juggling energy and this feels like juggling. This feels like there's a lot going on. And something about like caretaking while being on the move. Like you're readjusting while there's also outside influences readjusting too. There's a feeling of change, but it's not as like in your face as maybe it has been in the past or as times sometimes call for. There's a situation here which feels very clean. I feel like you don't feel at all out of place, but you just might be in many places. This is an interesting energy to read. It does really feel like a lot of different things. I feel like there's a sense of you sinking into them all. And being provided with the space that you need for that. Some of you have a question. I'm going to use my yes or no deck, but I think I might be able to answer your question better throughout the reading or in a less concise way. Like the energy is what's important here, it feels like. That could be relevant in general. Like it's just, there's a trust that is flooding through despite maybe like the situation being so here, there and everywhere. It's like it is here, there, and everywhere, but not in a way that is actually disorganized or feeling reckless or I don't know, it's just a feeling of like things in order still. There's a cleanliness here. Okay. Feel free to ask a question. Most of these are yes or no's. But there's a couple odd ones. We got no. And it's got an exclamation mark and it is very fluid. Yeah, there's a lot about here that everything is like flowing. That's a weird expression. Everything is like flowing. Back of the deck is yes in bold. There's like an extravagance to this. To this energy, to all that you're imbuing, all that you're doing. I think for you, it's like every day or every different aspect of your life is calling for like a different part of you, or it's like you're looking forwards and that's good, and then in a moment you'll like need to look at the same or similar thing from a slightly different angle, and then it keeps going around. It's like you keep readjusting, and with each readjustment you feel more yourself. This also could be something where it's like you're looking at the span of your life, like zooming out a ton and seeing all of the different things you've experienced, and ultimately feeling how each one has like led you to a truer expression of self, or each one has like painted a certain picture. But that hurt my head to get into, so I'm going back into the original energy, which felt more about the present than like a zoomed out look on life. But now I'm questioning that. I wonder if that's what you've experienced. Now I want to cry or throw up again. What are you nervous about? Is it just that you have like a lot going on and it's overwhelming? Or you're in a new environment that just feels like it is a shock to the system? I'm getting the image of like someone being in a new culture, eating different foods, and that literally being very different to the body, which is then taking time to process the changes. So you can take that physically or metaphorically. That could be why there's a stomachache and feeling like throwing up. Some of you are also taking on more of your fair share. There's just a small note of that. If you know that's you, then I feel like the feeling of breathing, what does that bring you to? The feeling of breathing and being still in the moment, what do you feel like you can tackle then? How much do you take on then? How much feels like yours then? Yeah, you might just feel like meditating or like getting a getting another another pair of eyes on your situation could really help, and that would make sense for coming to a reading. Let's see if I can be that set of eyes. But I don't know, I feel like this could be or there could be certain parts of your life where you feel called to get eyes, particularly surrounding that area of life, like for example a wood carving, then like not getting like a painter's view on that wood carving, but going to a wood carver. So there could be something about like going to the right place for this, about this. Oh, there's something about the place here, because that made me more emotional to say. Maybe some of you miss home, or miss where you used to live, miss a feeling maybe of more safety or of more familiarity. Let's get some animal cards for you. I feel like you're locking in some sense, but it's like you're allowing that to be more open than before, or there just is more lightness to this that you're getting used to. Maybe a freedom that you're not used to, or like the air is just different. I feel like self-trust is really important here. Like it's okay for you to what? What is it that it's okay for you to do or feel? Yeah, some of you need to know it's okay for you to feel on edge. It's okay for you to not feel settled in yet. It's okay for you to feel wary, and it's like that allowance of yourself to feeling wary is what kind of takes the edge off it all. Because you're not trying to push away any part of yourself. For those of you that didn't directly relate to, just maybe that whole sense of not pushing away a part of yourself, that could be very relevant here. I suddenly feel outside of myself. So I really do think that you're opening to a new way of living that feels more productive, or like just says mochi. That could be significant. There's more going on. Or you're just learning. Maybe some of you are learning a new language, or you're around those who don't speak your language, and that is a readjustment too. Or like there's a certain sweetness that your body is adjusting to. I mean, I guess that could be physical, but I was trying to say, or I was thinking of more energetically. And we also have jellyfish. Yeah, I feel like you're really sensitive. This is bringing up maybe fears of safety, or fears of like a fear of contentment, like a fear of settling. Back of the deck is coyote. I just heard hamburgers. I feel like there's a message for you of really allowing yourself to root, to feel your own breath, to feel like, if not looking like up and around, but looking at what's right in front of you in each moment. It's okay to take things step by step and focusing in on what you're doing in each moment. I think that could help. Remembering that your body is your home. You're a moving home. I want to say it again though, it's okay for this to be a readjustment. It's okay to feel on edge. It's okay to not feel at home yet. And that doesn't mean you'll always feel this way. I'm not sure this will apply for everyone, but it could be handy for those of you that this resonates for to remember times where you've moved before, or when things have changed before, and how that then became a new norm, or then it's like that became the thing that you didn't want to change from, or that became the new normal, the new comfortable. Yeah, I think that word comfortable might be really applicable for you here. Oh, jackdaw has just landed. I don't know if I've ever seen jackdaw land so close to me, or on where that just landed. My belly is rumbling now. I'm hungry. I'm thinking about how jellyfish can like regenerate from, or certain jellyfish, I don't know. I guess just that word, regeneration. It's like you might feel like a lot of you has died, and yet you're finding your footing again, and you're regrowing. it's a feeling of like even your aura is different, and that might be a bit jarring. But also just like so being called in lots of different directions, or lots of different tasks. But there's such a feeling of like you can handle it, you're handling it. Again, for those of you that this resonates for, also remembering and allowing yourself to ask for help in the areas that you feel called to. I just felt like everything was smooth, but you might feel like you're not allowed to ask for help, and that there are those who would be like very open to helping you here. And for those of you who that doesn't resonate for, maybe that, but with spirit. Or allowing yourself to lean on that which you do feel comforted by. Maybe that's nature. Or like other comfortabilities. Like, for example, songs that you have loved for a long time. I feel like that's not as big of a message here. I'm wanting to give a message for those of you who feel a bit spread thin. So let's get one of these cards. Like you're being called in so many directions. What's the struggle of that? What's the maybe worry? We have Wonka, Mr. Willy Wonka. I'm getting the image of him in his, what's that called? Elevator, spaceship, elevator. And then him landing on the big government spaceship hotel. And like aliens chasing them out. That's what I'm gonna say. Being chased by aliens. What is, okay, that's the, okay, I guess that's just the fear, yeah. So there might be a fear of being chased, or of being like a fear of conflict. But I think it's that word alien, actually. That's gotta be it. Alien. What's the guidance? I think you're afraid of not knowing how to handle something. Like you're afraid that you like won't have the ingenuity to handle what you're being asked to handle. And I love that the guidance is literally like, look at yourself, you're very capable. And back of the deck is fox friend. So foxes could really help you. They could be a symbol for you. But it's a feeling of like reflecting and looking at yourself like a fox, with like that degree of capability or intelligence, or like way of creating that which you need to create. Always feeling like you like have what it takes. Shapeshifter, that could be a very specific message word for some of you. Shapeshifting. Maybe channeling is important for some of you. I'm wanting to say it's okay, and I think that the feeling you're being called into is like a trust in your own self, a trust in your own capabilities. You know who you are, what is natural for you, or what you have become natural in. Or even for some of you, maybe more like what you will become natural in. I think there's a strong sense of wanting to highlight your own adaptability. Yeah, your capability within adapting. Your billing, that could be significant. Your adapting skills. For a lot of you, maybe also your creativity, your creation skills. With you, I would just want to keep saying you can handle it. And you don't need to take that as true or not, but you can hear my words and then see what your reaction to that is. Because I think most of you will feel like a sense of, yeah, I know I can handle it. It just was like helpful to hear that from someone else's mouth. Okay, that's where I'm gonna end your reading. Also, I just want to note, take this no lightly, because I think the main part of it was its fluidity and exclamation mark. That adaptable energy. And maybe highlighting the significance of you being able to say no to that which is too much. And also just maybe a lack of restriction. Like you really being able to let go of that which maybe you clung to or fearing was your safety. And being able to move into a newer state of being. There are a few more messages with this which want to be talked about. Okay. I was going to say, like, I'll leave it up to you, but it flopping out, I feel like it wants to be spoken about. I think there's something about no and the moonstone. It feels cyclical, and it also feels... Oh, it feels like... That's not here. Interesting. Maybe that's not here. It's significant. I think maybe you asked if... Some of you might have asked, like, if something was here, if there was, like, a danger, or if you... Yeah, I think that might be one of the main things. And it's like, no, there's no danger. It's a feeling of like, no, you don't have to stay, or no, you don't have to be fixed. But also, again, like saying the ability to say no to that which, like, if not physically, but energetically, saying like your own natural energy saying no to that which isn't in alignment with yourself. I just heard like champion. Okay, that's your reading, pile number 3. Bye bye. That did feel a bit like several readings. Well, I guess it's just like I wanted to note the like jumbleness a little bit more. Okay. Welcome in, pile number 4. For you, the main thing is your thing. There's something about the heart also being placed in the center, which feels like a similar message. Labradorite could be significant for you. Or turtles. With that, I guess I'll use these 2 decks. I don't know why. I don't have any crystals in this, but it made me think of crystals. Laurel, Bay Laurel. Words that sound like laurel could be significant here. Blue Avian. Earth Mantid. And then we'll get a couple. Oh, shuffling that weirdly. Animal cards. Red Kite. Move up. Did you hear that noise? That was not my tummy. My tummy probably will be rumbling, but that noise was like a tummy rumble, but in the throat, which is interesting, which with having Blue Avian and also Red Kite, which make me think a bit of the throat chakra. Spider, he's been making the rounds. Have you been making the rounds in some way? Okay, that's what we'll start on. I'm going to sit down with this and then we'll get more on the other side in a bit. Okay, what's going on? Bay Laurel, Earth, Blue Avian, Mantid, Red Kite, Spider. Have you been thinking about something for a while, or have you been feeling like you need to readjust to be more in the way that others would do themselves, or in the way that fits for others, like someone else's flow? Do you feel like, or maybe do you feel like you're almost impersonating someone? I felt like I started to try and read like someone else, and that just kind of took me, like it made me jump out of myself in a weird way. Like, oh, that's surprising. Why am I doing that? Something could be surprising. I'm thinking spiders too, like jumping out. I'm remembering in childhood when there was this or maybe a few times or a few different ones, I had like a plastic spider, and I'd like putting it in specific places, like under my dad's or on my dad's pillow, because my dad was scared of spiders. So there could be something about like intentional scaring, or like playing with that which is a little bit like cheeky or sneaky. I'm hearing like the dark side of the moon, which is interesting because we had Moonstone in pile 3, which feels again like a similar like correlation to how I was like trying to read as someone else. Bay Laurel, Earth, Blue Avian, Mantid, Red Kite, Spider. What's crawling on you, or what's tugging at you? I also feel like I'm speaking really weirdly, like I'm not in an energy right now of like speaking to you like a friend. It's more an energy of like being more outside of myself, or being more, I don't know, it just makes me think like, oh, who is this? So we have 11 and 28 for numbers. For some of you, those like they will ring true later. Get a character card for here too. I think a lot of you might be channeling, or feeling called into channeling, but you might have a resistance to it. You might fear that you're not capable, or like you'll lose your way. I think you have a special aptitude, a special ability to like help others in very unique ways. I think you know exactly what this is on about for you. I think you have something that you're resisting that you want to do, but you're thinking it's not up your alley, or that you're not the right one for the part for this line of work, or for this creative project, or whatever this is talking about. Maybe it's just even like a way of perceiving yourself. I feel like you feel called into a perception of self, or into a certain thing that feels like, I'm seeing purple. It's like a divine, like, this is for you in some way, or this is you. There might be a sense of not seeing the full picture yet. You might be in the dark about the entirety of this, but you still feel called into it. I'm kind of surprised the empathy card didn't come out. I think you have a very grounded way of approaching something which is generally more I heard the word ecstatic, which is generally more like free flow. I don't want to quite say free flow. I think you have like a certain masculine approach to something that is generally more feminine. So there could be a sense of like you not seeing the fullness of like your way of doing something in the area that this is often done in. The example I'm getting now is like an oracle reader who, like a pick a card reader, who is more masculine, like a male, like a male. That's a weird expression. Because there are loads of females from my personal viewpoint doing pick a cards. There's a sense that it's a feeling of like you feel something in your bones is really in resonance with you, and yet it's not fully there yet. This butterfly card, I think of this as a butterfly, but it's not fully formed. It's also like a foot in every world, or a foot in a couple worlds. I feel like you have an ability to understand that which you're communicating with in both a high light and a low light. I think you receive like I think your way of doing something is very free flow, and it allows you to really step out of yourself in some way, and allow nature to like flood through you. I think you weave worlds in some way. I'm seeing this like earth and manted, like a grounded sense of being able to remain in your own consciousness while also intertwining yourself with that of others, or that of another. Bay laurel makes me think of like a potent vision, being able to attune spiritually to something, being able to see beyond the self that is usually like more boxed in as, okay, this is just my perspective. You're able to maybe shift into other perspectives. It's like you're in a stage of digesting. I wonder if the reason why earlier, before beginning this video, I only ate half a pear, even though I don't usually eat part fruit. I usually like my fruit a lot too much to to only eat half. But I only ate half here. I wonder if that is partly to give that message here of like, you only feel halfway, but it's not like you don't know what the rest of the pear is. It's just you've only eaten half of it so far. So that also just could be like you taking half of something, like channeling, like you're channeling one being, but you're also staying there too, so it's like halfway. It's like not like you are that being, but you're allowing it to like temporarily be a part of you in some sense. Okay, I'm gonna get another set of cards now. I think you have an openness that doesn't like appear to be very open. Like you feel quite fixed in yourself, and yet there's like a strong sense of balance that you have with your ability to like meld perspectives. Maybe there's something about how it's like, for example, pick a card readings. I'll try and bring a new perspective after that, but this is the example coming to mind of like this, a theme of like guidance, but maybe you don't feel like you would read it in a way or read different piles in an intuitive way, but maybe you would literally select a topic for each pile and be like, okay, this is what this is on about, and you decide. It's just like that is a more masculine approach, and maybe you wouldn't like ask for other beings' guidance like to flow through more openly to receive, but you would give your own very personal advice, like something that feels true to you, like from your own experience or just your own personal outlook. There's something, regardless of if that directly correlates, I think there's a lot to do with like your own self being very strongly interwoven with this. And the interesting thing is I'm not feeling that right now, or like I'm not sure, which I think is what you're experiencing, but I'm still like having the confidence to say it. I'm just flowing with it. I think there might be a sense of like, what's the worst that could happen here? But maybe instead of what's the worst that could happen, what is the predictable happen? Or what is the best that could happen? Allowing yourself to step outside your comfort zone and like seeing what will happen, seeing what can come of this thing that you feel drawn into. Back of the deck is Grasshopper. This could be a significant shift for you. We have, oh, again, it's kind of a bit giving me a sense of like jumping out of one's skin. What is that about, like scaring? Is this like to do with horror for some of you? The darker side of the moon of the life. Let's get these cards for you. I think there's something also about like filling in the table with you. Again, that just feels like something of like a being halfway there. Golden Atlantean Owl in brackets prophet. That makes me think of omens and causal snake. Look, your intuition, you've got it. You're very tapped into your own sense of femininity, your own sense of receiving communications or receiving like awareness is what I want to say. I think you have a new approach because you have a specific way of viewing what you're wanting to do. Do it your way is what I'm wanting to say. You're not supposed to be doing it someone else's way. You're supposed to be doing it your way. See what can come of that. And I'm wanting to put a focus on not seeing what can come of that, like outside of you, but maybe what you're really wanting is just that feeling of allowing yourself to do this. So it's more of a sense of, like, how does it feel when you allow yourself to be a channel of sorts, or be like in whatever this is, because I don't think I need to try and find better words for you to find what this is. I think it's very clear to you. I'll get some animal cards. What is it about the darkness, though? I think it's just your ability to, like, see in the dark. Or to not be afraid of maybe that which you are. Okay, I wasn't going to say that. Your ability to not be afraid of that which you are afraid of. That is an interesting message. I was going to say that which others are afraid of, but I guess that's irrelevant. I think maybe there's a sense that you look outside of yourself more than you actually want to be with this particular thing. We have little grebe. Yeah, reflection. Like, I don't think I need to say more on that, actually. I'll just say reflection. Puffin. Tree sparrow. And curl bunting. I think you have, like, a really understanding approach to others. You allow others to really tap into, I wanted to say tap into you. And probably because why is that empathy card not coming out? I'm just kind of confused. Is that what's happening? Like, you're able to reflect others to themselves without becoming them, or without, okay. It was, okay, this is the interesting thing. It was like this, and I was like, oh, it's this card, but it wasn't actually coming out. It's like I had to choose it. So I think you're very selective with your empathy. You don't allow yourself to be overtaken by others' feelings, but you're able to see that which you're feeling as something that is more outside of who you are. But there's still, like, an integration of, like, your own energy. Your own energy is very strong, and you don't lose yourself, so you're able to express both yourself and the others. I think there's a sense of you, like, the word normal came to mind, like, you are of the norm, and I think that allows people to, it's like of the norm. That just means, I think, that this reflective energy, like, people can see themselves in you. They feel very accepted because it's like they can see you accepting yourself as them. So it opens an avenue for them to accept them too, or to at least see that there is love for that which is very similar or seen as themselves. The heart is at the center. That's where all this is coming from for you, or from you. Yeah, I don't really feel like I need to say much more. You're in both worlds, and you can balance that very well, and you're able to help others really transform their own inner darknesses or inner struggles, is what I want to say. Maybe through the, like, love of darkness, or through the, yeah, maybe the love of darkness, or a playfulness in darkness, or just lightness that you like as well as the darkness. I don't know. There could be something about feathers that are significant for you. I'm just really noting them here. The feathers of an owl. Yeah, it just makes me think of your senses. What you're able to sense which is that which is balanced, but that which is not of balance too. It's a feeling of like you're able to hold like the different parts of the human psyche is what I heard. Different parts of of like balances, like scales on different settings. You're able to apply yourself in different settings. I think you're one who has a strong ability to see the core of something. And now, like, my voice is finally, I feel like, getting more to my own voice. So it might take you a while to find your own way, or you... Maybe it's something about, like, maybe just settling into an energy. It takes a bit for you to settle into it. I just keep wanting to say, like, do it your way. Find your own way. I think that's what you're wanting. I think you know that you're already very tapped into, like, it's like a feeling of you're tapped into all that you want to be tapped into, and now how do I apply that into this new area of life? And that just might take a few hurdles or tripping over to find that way, but that's okay. Well, it can be if you want it to be. It's okay to me. You have a very keen eye, keen senses. But also I think that your throat chakra is really being highlighted here. Or maybe... Oh, I don't know what that is. But it's a golden energy, but I'm seeing it like a chakra, but it's like... It holds the entirety of your aura. Okay, that's where I'm going to end your reading. It feels a bit abrupt, but I like it. You have a security to you. I feel like I didn't say enough about the love too. Okay, well, well, there we go. Yeah, I think that you're really being called into recognizing your own sense of acceptance. Your own sense of, like, all the internal healing you have done and your ability to reflect that to others. Your ability to guide others through that, whether that be quite literally guiding through healing trauma stuff, or through just others being able to see you in the way that you are expressing yourself and find their own sense of like camaraderie with that, or with you, with whoever you are being called into being. Maybe some it's just like that's what that love is, others being able to find a love in this expression of yourself. Okay. I love rhodochrosite. I just want to keep holding it. And now I'm looking at a blackbird. I don't see enough blackbirds around here. Oh, he's staring at me. He's got an orange eye. Do all blackbirds have orange eyes? He flew away now. I had a message to say on that, but I've forgotten. I think it was just something about, you don't see a lot of blackbirds around here, but I love blackbirds. Oh, there's a lot in that. You can get that yourself. Okay, yeah. Bye-bye.